This is our pulpit, and it's not just a box for preaching in. This is a work of art. And you know, the sad thing is, the only thing we know about the artist who created this is that he was Swiss, his first initial was R, his last name was Diem, and he did it in 1907. The miracle of this beautiful pulpit is that it's carved in oak. It's carved from the panels that once adorned the bishop's house. And when the bishop's house was either torn down or renovated, I can't remember which, the panels were removed and put in storage. Archbishop McCrae died in 1904, and his nephew asked to have the panels so that a pulpit could be made out of the oak for a memorial to Robert McCrae. And so they hired Mr. Diem. We don't even know how much they paid him. And in 1907, this was carved. But if you know anything about carving oak, you know it's a hard wood, and it doesn't take kindly to a chisel. However, look at what this genius did. You can see the feathers in the angel's wings. These aren't angels, actually. They are the figures of the Christian virtues. They're truth, joy, peace, love, patience, the virtues that we are all called to possess, and most of us don't. Look at the back carving that he did. You can feel the bark on the vines. You can see the seeds in the sunflowers and the petals and the veins on the leaves. And the names of the virtues are all done in bas-relief. You can see the little tiny fingernails and the curls in the hair. These are absolutely beautiful. And in 2005, we were in the process of replacing our roof because the dean didn't like being dripped on when he was preparing communion. So we were in the middle of putting together funds, which was an enormous cost. Because we're a heritage building and we have to repair or replace or renovate using original materials. And the original shingles on this roof are cedar. And I don't know if you've priced cedar shingles, but they're worth an arm and a leg a bundle, I gather. So at the same time that we were gathering up money to replace our roof, the Canadian version of Antiques Roadshow came through Winnipeg. And I thought, I should take the pulpit down and have it assessed and see how much it's worth, because it's a work of art. Couldn't get it into my purse. So I took instead a chalice and a paten that had been given to us by the Hudson's Bay Company in 1864. And when the assessor for silver saw the chalice and paten, he literally drooled. And I thought, oh goody, we can raise some money on these. And then he said, do you want the good news or the bad news? And I said, well, give me the bad news first. It'll make the good news that much more joyful. And he said, well, the bad news is that this isn't a chalice and this isn't a paten. What you're calling a chalice is actually a drinking goblet. And what you're calling a paten is actually a salver, a card salver. And I can't read the hallmarks on the chalice, because your altar guild has assiduously rubbed them away. But I can tell you that it comes from the reign of George II, and it is solid sterling silver. Wow, thought I, Roshi. He could, however, read every hallmark on the little salver. And it turns out it was made in 1788 in London. He did not know the name of the silversmith. He wasn't familiar with that. But he did know that it was made in 1788 in London in the reign of George III, and it too was solid sterling silver. Dollar signs danced in my eyes, and I said, how much? And he said, well, antique silver, regardless of its age, is worth $100 an ounce. You have $2,600 worth of very fine antique silver. Fortunately, other sources came through with the funding for the roof.